And we're back, and I'm Craig Carlisle, your host, and you're listening to the RZNGMEN show, and this is the On Track series, and so we're talking in studio right now with Katherine Harvell, who's going to be the new host for a brand new show on WKBY 1080 AM and 1080.net called Sisters Standing for Sisters. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning, and I'm so blessed to be here in studio with you today.
And you're in studio, and this is the California studio. This is not Danville or Chatham right now. This is West Coast, Southern California. You're in my studio. How awesome is that?
I just can't believe that I'm here. It's amazing, and it's such a blessing to be here.
Privileged and excited that you're here with us. Now, tell us about your show. You've got a new show that's coming up, Sisters Standing for Sisters, and what is that show really going to be about? Tell all the listeners. I know you and I have talked a lot about it off air, but really, what do you want everyone to know about your show, Sisters Standing for Sisters?
Sisters Standing for Sisters was a title that God has given me some years ago, about 10 years ago, actually. Mm-hmm. And each time I tried to get it off ground, it didn't seem to work.
Gotcha.
So now I have an opportunity to do it on the radio.
Got it.
And I believe I'll reach my target audience.
Sure. Now, you're looking to do a lot of just women? Will you have male guests as well? Because I know you already do some things right now that are ministering to people.
I plan to have mainly women, but I know men will be impacted.
Sure.
So I'll probably have some men on also, because the show will talk about relationships.
Sure.
We'll talk about women on their jobs.
Sure.
We'll talk about women in ministry.
Sure.
We'll talk about children. We'll talk about husbands and wives.
Watch
and all of that will be included.
Wow. So you actually sound like you're the opposite of the RZNGMEN show, except for women and for women issues, positive women standing for women to become better wives, better individuals, better people, better sisters and friends.
Exactly.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Now, when the Lord gave you that vision, how did you feel when you were given that awesome opportunity to just minister to women?
It's an awesome opportunity because I've been across and had conversations and friendships with women who have gone through a lot of issues in life, betrayal,
Sure.
A lot of issues where they've been in friendships with people and they've been betrayed and they've been stabbed in the back, so to speak, and they've been there's a lot of rejection, a lot of hurt, and those issues I want to be able to bring forward that we can talk about them and discuss them and hopefully equip each other better, support each other more.
That's pretty awesome, because I think you can never have enough opportunities to help to become better. And I believe like when you send out the messages in the morning, you have an audience of how many that you usually send those messages to?
It's about 200 people that I send it to, and they're men. Some of them are even pastors.
Sure.
Some of them are in ministry.
Sure.
Some of them they're seeking the Lord. Some of them don't know the Lord, in a positive way.
Sure.
And it's a lot of encouragement. And they look for it. And I say some of them, they may never go to church, but they're looking for that word, and I give them that scripture, and they look for it. And so hopefully it's turning their life around and it's drawing them closer to the Lord.
Well, I know it does that for me, because on the West Coast, we're 3 hours, behind you guys in Danville. And so when those text messages come across, I'm already either up doing my devotional or I'm needing to be up doing getting kids ready for school. And it's always a motivational shot in the arm for me to remember there's something other I needed to have done. And so many days, they were really something that was corresponding with what I was already dealing with that morning or would have dealt with throughout that day.
It's amazing how many people tell me that.
Yeah.
They even ask me, how did you know that?
Yeah.
How did you know that I was going through that? And it's really awesome. So I know that God is in it.
Yeah.
And it's I pray and I say, Lord, what's the word for today? What is the word for me?
Sure.
And I know if it's for me, it's for someone else. And we may not be going through exactly the same thing, but it's relatable.
Sure. And the key, too, is that you can't give up. You can't ever get tired of doing well, right? Because there's some days I know when I'm preparing the show, doing and finding out, Lord, what do you want me to say today? Like you said, what's the word for the day? And there's just days where you just don't feel like doing it because you can easily say, there's nobody out there listening. No one's going to miss it. But just on those days, like you mentioned, if you don't do it, so you're going to call or text, hey, I need that word. Where's the word? Where are you at? Are you okay? And the same thing for me. There's days when people are like, man, that word was just outstanding. Don't give up. Keep going.
Yes.
Because the Lord knows we need that.
He knows. And just like you said, the days when we don't feel like it, or the days we don't feel like, we would be effective.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the exact word that you'll get more hits or more responses than you would any other day.
Yeah. Now we have you on Facebook. We know it's Sisters, Standing for Sisters on Facebook. So we encourage everyone to please go out and like that page.
Like it, comment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you are great. Now, I believe your gift of prophecy is great. So, but when you look at in the gifts of the Spirit that you're operating in, what do you always think? Yeah, Lord, I operate in the following things.
You have me on the spot with that because I don't like to put it out what gifts I operate in. Okay. But I do operate in the prophetic.
Yes.
I do intercession. I do prophecy. I do some word of knowledge.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean to put you on the spot. I apologize.
It's okay.
I don't have a list of questions, and we're just sitting there flowing with the Spirit. So it looks like the Lord wanted you to answer that question.
And I do. I operate. The Lord has also used me in the gift of healing, and it's He's used me in many gifts, and I believe that He uses most of us in gifts if we're willing and open to be used at that particular time. He can use us.
That's the key. Way
beyond ourselves or what we can imagine.
Now, when you started feeling like the Lord was speaking to you prophetically and in the word of knowledge in that way, how did it hit you? How does it impact you initially versus now? Because now I'm sure you walk in like it's breathing and it's just the way things are. But at the early stages, how did that make you feel?
In the beginning, I was skeptical to go to people to give them a word. And the Lord said, you have to be obedient because you don't want this on your head.
Yeah.
And He gave me the opportunity, and the person passed me, and I'm like, I can't say that to them. I can't tell them that.
Yeah,
and the Lord is like, you have to tell them. And the person said to me, she says, I've been going through, and I was wondering, there are 2 or 3 people here on the job that said they're saved and they hear from God. I was wondering why no one had come to me about this.
Right.
And I said, Lord, I thank you for the spirit of obedience.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because someone was waiting for me to actually speak to them about that, what they were doing.
And that's pretty awesome because even as it directly relates to your show, it's a great way for the Lord to lead and guide your show of how to speak to the women, how to stand for other women.
Yes.
And I think even off air, I was even stumbling over the title. I keep wanting to say with versus the for. But the Lord's even showing us right now, if you're standing for someone,
you're actually standing with them.
Actually standing with them. And even if standing for someone, that means you're an advocate for them. It means you're out in front of them. You're protecting them. You're looking out for their best interest.
Yes.
If you're standing with someone, you're just, okay, I'm just along with you. And whatever happens to you, it's just, oh, that's too bad it happened to you because I'm with you. But if I'm for you, I mean, I'm looking out for something that may be ahead of you.
That's true.
That's dangerous, or something that's coming behind you that's dangerous. I'm looking out for your best interest. So I think it's really awesome for sisters standing with sisters because, you and I have talked about also off air that we always hear women say that, oh, I don't get along with other women. But being able to say, I'm standing for you. I'm right here for you. And I'm genuine. I'm transparent. I'm honest. This is what the Lord has given me for you. That's awesome.
It is. And we need that as sisters. As people, we need that.
Yeah.
But as sisters, we really need that, because a lot of times sisters are at the forefront. There are a lot of single mothers. There are a lot of women who are the leaders in their communities, and we need that support for each other.
Yeah. So
we need that love for each other.
Yeah. So we have to be on the lookout. So Danville, Chatham, all over the world via streaming and online. Be watching out for Sisters Standing for Sisters with your host, Katherine Harvell. That's outstanding. We're looking for it really soon. And whatever you need that we and the RZNGMEN show can do to help you, we're right here for you.
Thank you so much. And I want to say also, I thank you for your ministry and your radio show, because it encourages me. You're talking to men, but as women, we're looking to have relationships with men. And when the men are stronger, we can be stronger women.
Wow.
And we can support each other in our relationships and grow and be better as individuals.
Well, that's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for listening. Again, you've been listening to the RZNGMEN show. And this is our On Track segment. We're on track with Katherine Harvell, and be looking for her new show, Sisters Standing for Sisters. See you guys next week.